So, hello and welcome to another video. Today you join me on Fenland Fisheries. I'm currently on Willow Lake. This is a lake I've wanted to come for quite a long time now. Over the years I've seen all sorts of bits and pieces floating about on social media and watching the carp catcher on YouTube. So yeah, it's a place I've had on my hit list for years and I've just never got round to coming here. But I have this time. I've took a break from the syndicate. And I'm down here. It's a day ticket, anybody can book on here, and it's got some quite good winter form from what I can gather. I rang up at the beginning of the week and spoke to the bailiff and got myself booked on, and he said that it's not been busy at all. In fact, last weekend there was only one angler on, and I'm the only angler on this weekend, so it kind of changed my thought process. Because before that phone call I was kind of thinking solid bags and maggots going down that route. But then after that phone call it changed, because I'm thinking to myself, if there's not much bait going in, I may as well put a bit of bait in. You know, they're probably going to be ready for some grub if there's not been much going in. So that was my thought process. So I've got here, I've not seen anything. I've not seen anything at all, but you don't really this time of year. So what I've done is I've come to the centre of the lake. It was recommended to me by the bailiff as well, so we're not going to be too far away from the fish. He says this time of year when it starts to get cold they tend to hold up in the middle. So that's what I've done. I found a lovely clear spot at 13 wraps. It's quite silty, this lake. There's a lot of detritus out there, loads of leaf matter and all sorts. But that spot that I found, it feels like clay, it skims over it. Now with it being quite a blatant spot, I'd have thought that gets fished quite a lot. So what I've done is I'm fishing all three rods on the same spot, but I'm fishing one bang on it and two off of it. I'm fishing one 2 foot shorter and one 2 foot longer. Just trying to keep my options open. I'm putting out maggot and boilie crumb, you know, as you do this time of year, so it's not putting in a lot of food. I've probably gone in with about 1 kilo of boilie crumb and 2.5 pints of maggots. So a pint of that's been dead and 1.5 pints of live maggots. So that's where I'm starting. It's looking good though. I feel really positive. You know, you've got to go with your gut instinct sometimes, and I just feel that was the right move to do. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. We're coming into the afternoon. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It is absolutely Baltic. I'm freezing sat here now. Highs are 3 Celsius today. It's going to drop to -2 tonight, but tomorrow it's going to be a bit better because the wind's been fairly strong today. We've had gusts of up to 30 mile an hour, which is why I've waited till now to speak to you. So yeah, the wind's dropping tomorrow. We're going to get about 6 to 8 mile an hour winds, and the temperature's rising up to 6 degrees, so it's going to feel a lot warmer tomorrow. But I don't think it's going to matter too much to the actual fishing. If they're hungry, then they're going to have a munch, aren't they? Whether it's bloody blowing a hoolie or it's -2 or whatever, because you know the water temperature has been consistently cold for the past week or so. So wish me luck, and it's nice to be on a new venue, especially a venue that I've wanted to fish for so long. I'm really looking forward to this. Darkness is setting in quite quickly now. We're just coming up to 20 to 5, so it'll be dark in 20 minutes. Good news is though, I seen a fish show. It was 15 yards past my spot, but one head and shouldered out there. Looked half decent as well, definitely an upper 20. So at least we're in the right area. It's given me a lot of confidence that things are looking pretty good. I've had a bit of trouble from the tufties though. They keep diving down on my spot. It's picked me up twice, so I've had to have a recast. It does look like they've disappeared now though, thank God. From what I can gather, it tends to do at this time of year, it tends to do more night bites, sort of early hours or coming into darkness. Hopefully we can make something happen. The rigs I'm using, it's Fox Camatech soft, the material I'm using, because I'm fishing over a bit of a silt on the left and right hand rod. I didn't want to use a stiff hook link. The Camatech soft, it's supple, but it's still coated, so you can get away with it. Size 6 hook. What I've done is I've whittled down the pop-ups, the LM94 liver. I've whittled them down just to look like the chops and the bits and pieces that are out there. And I've got an Evolution maggot cluster on top on 2 of the rods. One's with a white cluster, one's with a red cluster, just to match out what I'm putting really. I'm just going with the match the hatch tactics. I don't really want to put anything bright out there. If I was going to go down the route of singles and things like that, you know, I'd be using bright up baits. But I think I've made the right decision. It's always tricky this time of year. But there's a few fish in here for the size of the lake. And if there hasn't been any bait going in, they must be hungry. There's not much naturals in there at this time of year. Just hope that it hasn't switched them off, because sometimes if you don't keep bait going into a lake, the fish just switch off. But we'll see, we'll see. I'm positive, feeling confident. Fresh buzz for a new lake as well. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there and get some tea on, get myself sorted and turn in quite early, I think. Hopefully you'll see me through the night or in the morning with a big fat grin on my face. Well, good morning. I've awoken to Baltic conditions. Needless to say, the bobbins was motionless last night and the lake started to freeze over. But it's just like thin cat ice that's on the surface at the minute. It's drifting about. The sun's just started to get up, so I'm pretty sure that'll dissipate soon. I have cleared it round the rods. I've just been chucking the spom out. It clears quite easily, so we still could be in with a chance. Although if we get another night like this, I think it'll go solid. But we'll have to see. We'll assess the situation a bit later. But it is a beautiful morning, regardless. Yes. I just wish the fish would play ball. I've not seen any signs of feeding activity. The coots are still diving on my spot this morning though, so there's still plenty of bait there. I'm not going to bother putting any more bait in. I'm still going to fish them spots. I'm just going to wait for this ice to move, and then I'm just going to go in with a solid bag and just put a fresh bag out on top of what's already there. Well, as you can see, we've moved swims. I've come round here to peg 9. A couple of reasons really. The main reason being that ice, it's just not clearing up. If anything, it seems to have got thicker. I can't reel the spawn through it anymore, and I'm a bit worried about the temperature dropping tonight and it being even worse round there. So this area of the lake's completely ice free, so I've come round here. But not only that, I've had no indications round there, no liners, I haven't seen a fish, and I've been having to play about with the deeper, especially in the swim that I was in, and I haven't spotted a single fish with a deeper in there. I moved a peg along to peg 12, and I was casting to this area, and I have picked up a couple of fish. They're in a bit shallower water. It's 9 foot there. Around it, it's pretty uniform really from what I can gather. I was picking up mostly 10s and 11s, but that area over there, it's 9 foot, and there's some dying weed on it, and I picked up a few fish in there, a couple of small fish, but a few of them was definitely carp, because I've got the sensitivity turned right down on deeper to 5%. So yeah, plan of attacking here. I've not gone in with a bait. I've literally found that spot where the fish was with the deeper again, and then I've clipped it up and had a quick lead just to just to see what the bottom's like basically. And there's a bit of weed there and that, but I can present with the rigs that I'm using. And then I've just gone in with the PVA mesh approach, a big bag of, sock should I say, a big sock of maggots and boilie crumb in there. Not doing anything different, it's the same as what I was putting out, but this time I just want a nice pile around the hook bait. I don't want to be creating too much disturbance in that area. If the fish are there, hopefully they'll stay there. So I've got 2 rods out towards that area, and then the other rod, I've just got it 9 wraps out. That's just because when I was looking around with the deeper, especially out in the open water, I couldn't find a single fish. But most of the fish that I did see, they were a lot closer in. I mean, it'd have been more ideal if I could fit in fish swim 12, because it's only like 8 or 9 wraps from there to where I'm fishing. But I can't fish there because the ice is too bad, so I've had to come round here, and it's actually 16 and a quarter wraps from here to get to that spot. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's the state of play. Despite it being cold, that sun feels really warm. It does look really good. Just fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. All I want is one bite. Well, the sun's dropped now, we're coming into evening, and the temperature's dropped dramatically as well. It's been flat calm like this all day though. I've been looking for any sort of signs, just little bubblers, any telltale signs to give them away, and I've just not seen anything. I'm just worried that this cold spell's knocked them on the head. I mean, last weekend it was a lot milder. And as the week's gone on, it's dropped and dropped and dropped. Obviously this weekend it's gone right down to minuses. That half of the lake has stayed frozen. If anything, I think it's only going to get worse. See, ideally I like to time coming when you've had a few days of the same temperature. They're still willing to feed in the cold, but I think when once that cold kicks in, it tends to knock them on the head for 3 or 4 days, and then after that they tend to come back on the feed again. Not a lot, they don't feed hard in the winter, as you all know. Bites are few and far between when it's like this. But you know, I've got confidence in the rigs, confidence in the bait. I mean, even though I'm only going in with the PVA mesh approach, there's still enough bait there to nick a bite. I'd imagine most of them maggots that are in there will just dissipate. That's why I put some dead maggots in there as well. So there is a bit of feed that's still there. Them maggots can just bury themselves in the silt or whatever, but I'm still sitting on top of some bait. The 3rd rod that I put out at 9 wraps, I've actually switched the rig on that for tonight. I've actually got a piece of fake corn with some live maggots on top. It's not popped up, it just sits there a bit like a wafter rig really. The bailiff come round to see me earlier, and he said there was a guy on last weekend, and he had a really good session. He had 5 fish. So it just goes to show what the drop in temperature does. And not only that, you know, drop in temperature and the fact that there's been no bait going in. Yeah, sometimes if you don't keep the bait going in, they'll just switch off. Sort of go into hibernation mode. And that's when things become a lot harder. That's when your high-vis pop-ups come into play, fishing singles, just spending most of the day mobile, trying to look for little bubblers and things like that, just place a single on it. But still, at least I've seen something on the deeper out there. And them rigs are in place where I seen them fish. I'm doing my best, and that's all you can do. It only takes one bite. It really does. And it can change the whole trip. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to get some tea on before it gets too dark. And I'll hopefully see you through the night with a fish. But if not, I'll see you in the morning. Well, I've awoke to a glorious morning today. What a difference a day makes. I really wish that I'd just turned up today for a couple of nights fishing. But hey ho. Last night the temperature really dropped last night. At one point we was down to -4 and there was icebergs forming over most of the lake. And I had a branch wipe 2 of my rods out, and every time I tried to get the rods back on the spot, I just couldn't get the line lay right because of the ice that was floating about. So I had to drop them in close for the night. And then at first light this morning, to be honest, when I woke up I thought it was going to be totally iced over. But to find it, we're at 6 degrees now, so you know it's really mild. So yeah, to find it like that, I was just gobsmacked. So I've quickly wound them rods in, got them back on the spots, but nothing's come of it as yet, and I'm fast running out of time. But you know, I've done my best. I just think it's that cold snap, it's knocked them on the head. We can only keep trying. I'm going to come back here, I'm going to have a couple of sessions on here this winter. Providing, you know, the weather's right. Because I can't pick and choose when I go, I've got to go when I can go. So that'll probably, you know, the weather will determine where I'm going to go. So yeah, keep tuned and look out for the other episodes that are coming. And if you're new to this channel, you might want to hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you on the bank sometime.